Hello. Hello, hello. Okay, let's switch over to something a little bit more positive. Oh, okay, that will do. Hello. So, today is Tarot Day, especially for Aries season. I would have done Aries season last week, but I decided to, celebrate spring by like pruning my citrus trees. They're doing well right now. Um, no stress, no issues from them so far. Um, the cuttings are kind of doing okay. They're a little bit dry, so I'm going to find a way to kind of keep the water going, so to speak. Try to let it soak and see if that's going to help them take and grow roots and all that stuff. So we'll see. Hi, Bree. Welcome in. Also, this is like the first time in a long time I'm finally on time. It's been a long while since I finally got around to like start the stream on the dot, on the hour. I'm in fact a little early today. I guess I need to do this where I could just wake up, do what I need to do, put on some makeup, and then like see how much time I have to do other stuff. And I think that will help me get in gear faster than I have been before. Usually I try to like not cut it to the wire. Well, maybe cut it to the wire a little bit with my get ready prep stuff. Hi Kesla, welcome in. Welcome in. But yeah, I've been feeling great. Kind of take things a little bit easy, a little bit slow. Nothing really major going on. I've been listening to the news, which, fun all around. Believe me, anyone who has been hurting because of the layoffs and cutoffs and downsizing and everything else, I really feel for you. You're not alone in this. A lot of people are not really thrilled with what's going on. So I get you. I totally get you. And it's kind of a bit scary. We're going into a recession, and it's going to be very bumpy from here on out because of this trade war and other things that are going on other than this trade war. So it's going to be rough. It's going to be really rough from here on out. So I understand the anxiety. I understand everyone's concerns. It's a lot of tightening the belt, as it were, dealing with all of this stuff that's happening. So do the best you can to hang on, survive as well as you can. If you have to tighten your belt, do so. If you have to go to a cheaper house or a multi-live-in situation, do whatever you can to get through these rough times. It's gonna be bumpy. And the most important thing you can do is just take care of yourself. And the second thing you can do is take care of your family and your neighbors. Look out for each other. That's how people survive recessions. They come together as a community. You check in with everyone, and you just ride out the storm. That's the best way to go through these recessions. I remember countless times when my parents were going through the 80s recession when I was a toddler, and they were two college students working part-time jobs, and back then it was manageable. You can do something like that and not be so stressed from the workload. And the people who they were working for, they will always like give little freebies or handouts, like here's a toy for your kids, or here's some games for your kids, or like, oh, you're having a hard time getting food, here's a basket of food, you know, for your family. So kindness goes a long way. It really does. So I hope you find that among other people, wherever you go. If you're not able to find that among the people that you're living with, hopefully that you could be that change where you could put a little bit more kindness in the world. I really do hope, you know, by injecting a little bit of care, it will help inspire others to do the same. After, of course, protecting yourself, making sure you're safe, your family is safe, everything's stable. Let me go ahead and take care of this light here because it's really, really bright. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. So let's go ahead and kick off for the day messages. These are just whichever vibes with you. Oh, excuse me, I'm just so burpy. Whichever vibes with you. Don't force it. If the message from the cards that I deal out doesn't really jive with you, you know, don't force it. You know, I know sometimes a lot of people have anxiety and may redeem something. Oh my god! Thank you for the redeem. That's so sweet. Unicorn power. Thank you. If I could like fit it in. There we go. Thank you so much for the redeem. We need a little bit of positivity in our lives. So, oh my god! I don't know. You know what? Let me go ahead and bring out one of the cuttings. Let me do that. Here we go. This is one of the cuttings we have here. Yeah. A little bit of positivity. Can't go wrong. This is one of the limes. This is one of the limes. So a little bit of plant love. Don't worry, it will receive plenty of sunlight. It's just been watered this morning. Hopefully this cutting will generate roots. Just crossing my fingers. It's not always guaranteed, you know. I'd be lucky if one of them generates a root. I really do hope that's the case. But I'll go ahead and deal out some cards to a number I just feel like, and whichever message really resonates with you, as they say, just really touches you inside a little bit. That's probably a message that you've been wanting to hear or needing to hear. Go ahead and take it, walk with it. That's the whole point about this early portion of the tarot stuff. And then later on we can get into other readings. Okay, this is going to be a lot, but I was thinking 7. Yeah, I'm gonna do 7. 7 sounds good. Oh, and for this reading, I'm using the Oracle Delphi deck. So, a lot of Greek mythology references, all that stuff. As always, your religious or spiritual journey is your own. If it says call upon so-and-so, you really don't have to if you don't want to. Just take the abstract concept and call upon that if needed. It's a way of orientating your mental willpower to try to encourage yourself to go and achieve the things you want to achieve. That's kind of the beauty of magic, so to speak, is the willpower to create something and make things happen. I'm not going to pop the cards out because this is so bent. You can see it right here. These cards are so bent. I'm going to have to take some time to like help bend the cards back. The way I deal the cards, it does bend the cardstock severely. And it's not something that they care for. This is the only argument me and the cards have. It's just that they don't care for how I deal the cards. So I'll be making some adjustments later when I have the time to correct this and try to make it feel better, Once I have it where it's not so curved, I could go ahead and shuffle it the other way than at once. Okay. So we have card number 1, Illusionist. We also have Dreamweaver, card number 2. Magic Maker, card number 3. We have Healer, card number 4. Enchanter, number 5. Number 6 is Temple. And last but not least, Devotee. So, trying to figure out. No, I could just leave it be. Y'all could handle it. Hopefully you don't mind the devotee being in the middle here, but I'll move it around as I talk about each card. So first and foremost, the Illusionist card. Typically this card showcases itself or shows itself when we have a tendency to have imposter syndrome, really negative mental talk with ourselves, very trash talking ourselves, lying to ourselves, with things that are, typically negative. And it's just kind of realigning ourselves like, are you sure you're telling yourself the truth? Are you really? So this is what this card is about, among other things. And again, if this doesn't really resonate with you, don't force it. It's probably Not something you need to hear. Okay. I am the mirror of the one, as the cosmos, so the soul. See beyond the veil to find the hidden meaning. Not everything is as it appears to be right now. Beware tricks that deceive the eye. Smoke and mirrors may distort the truth. No matter how much you know, there will always be the unknown. Remove your rose-colored glasses to see the truth. Open your eyes to see a more expanded viewpoint. Scratch beneath the surface and look past the obvious, as there are much more important things at stake right now than what it is immediately in front of you. Tap into your full potential, especially now when you need to unmask the truth. You already have the resources and insight you need to make sense of this mystifying state of affairs. Once you have a clearer picture, head off any imminent danger and reroute to a higher state of awareness. The universe is full of mirrors and reflections, including your own mind. Your life experience is made up of how you think about and interpret the world around you. Your interactions with others are reflected back at you. See this as an opportunity to get to know yourself better. Perhaps it's time to hold the mirror up and bravely do the shadow work that you're being called to. This is where true self-mastery takes place. Remember, you are the light bearer to your own darkness. You have the skills to go within to bring light to any limitations that are holding you back. Inner work reveals self-sabotaging patterns that are ready to be brought forth and healed. Take the time to be in your body and sense its subtle energies. Ask for inner guidance and learn how to listen to the voice of your soul. Trust your raw instincts and unveil your ability to heal yourself. Embody your truth, and the universe will mirror your authentic frequency. What are you passionate about? Your passions are your priorities. Align your choices to those priorities, and the universe will reflect that back to you. As the illusionist, you are a talented conjurer who performs great feats. Sometimes you want to stand out, and other times you want to blend in, occasionally hiding away to recuperate, and other times wishing to stand out and make your mark. Similarly, gracefully bowing out of situations that no longer excites you creates space for red-hot desires. And just to help y'all see this a little bit better, so we have a woman. Ooh, maybe we should do it this way. So we have here a woman dancing in front of a mirror, and it's reflected back to her, and she's holding a veil during her dancing, and she's doing it among smoke and mirrors. And it's, you can't really tell who's the real dancer, who's the reflection. So that's the illusionist card. For some reason, this camera doesn't hit the vibrancy very well. Let me go ahead and make some adjustments here. Here we go. Oh, it's going to have to be another day. OBS is just a little bit different from Streamlabs. So, which is probably why everything just looks a little bit too golden yellow. But this is like a very bright red. Just like it's showing like right here. It's very vibrant. Just a little sad that you're not able to see it. But at least you can see clearly what's going on here. So that's card number 1. card number 2, let's go ahead and reveal it, is Dreamweaver. Oh, what I love about this deck is that it goes a little bit deeper, giving you some prompts that you could like journal or contemplate or think about. If you want to have something to like tell yourself as a daily inspiration, you can say, I am seeing clearly beyond my illusions. I see others as divine reflections of myself. I see beyond the hoax of separation. And it's also prompting those who like really resonate with this card, stand in front of a mirror, gaze deep into your eyes, and see what is revealed to you. The eyes are the mirrors of your soul. So I'll do that for the rest of the cards as I go along, just in case you want to dive into those prompts. It wouldn't hurt. You know, the biggest battle is conquering your negative mental mindset. And if that helps you, more than happy to share it. Okay, card number 2, Dreamweaver. Life is a rich tapestry of synchronicities woven together with meaningful connection. Tie gossamer ribbons of faith to your dreams. Take your dreams and sew them into your life. You are entering a lunar cycle of vision creation, pulling a golden thread from the realm of unlimited potential and entwining it with the sacred now. Balance your fierce determination with quiet confidence to birth your dreams into reality. Perceive, believe, and achieve. Rise into the light of your ever-evolving soul. Your full-body intention and focus combined with your innate creativity propels you in the direction of your objectives. At first, you may be afraid to dream without restraint. But know that you are a powerhouse of light force energy. You are the Dreamweaver. Your aptitude for manifestation is greater than you can ever comprehend. Do not underestimate your abilities. Time and money are an illusion, so focus on your joy instead, and a steady flow of abundance will become a natural consequence. Set your target high so that you can reach up and grow into new levels. Expand your mind and feel as if your desires are already fulfilled. When you can handle the magnitude of this new elevation, you will rise to meet it. Progressive discovery is far more rewarding than instant gratification. Self-assurance develops as milestones are reached, so celebrate every step of the way. That is hard for me to learn. Even though I accomplished quite a bit and I should be celebrating, I do have a hard time celebrating my milestones. So you're not the only one here if you're having difficulties as well. The rosy full moon magnetizes your wishes and attracts abundant resources to you. Pay attention and observe the mysterious coincidences that occur and usher you closer to your moonlit dreams. Rise above limiting thoughts to seek the opportunities that will accelerate your desires. When you question your doubts, reframe your negative self-talk and face your fears. You realign to your wildest dreams and stitch positivity back into your life's tapestry. So dreams are worth living. There are personal goals that we wish to achieve, and there's no shame in it. There's nothing wrong in wanting to do something that you want to bring into this world that gives you some form of joy, you know, whatever those dreams are. There's nothing wrong in having it. Overall, it's just letting you know to have courage and don't dismiss them out of hand when things get tough. continue to work towards them, even if it's not a straight and true path. So the daily phrase you can use, if this really resonates with you, you can say, I align to my divine destiny. Enthusiasm, intuitive wisdom, and practical strategy ensure my dreams manifest. If you want to take this a step further, dream your desired reality into being, you use the power of creative visualization and your personal strengths to support your dreams. So visualization is a way of making what's floating in your head concrete. Even if it's just a bunch of pictures put together as a collage, you're able to bring it into this world, even if it's just like a mood board or a dream board or something like that. And that helps you visualize your endpoint, your goals, where you want to go. It's a really good carrot on the stick thing for yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. So try to use visualization to help you keep going at it. Do lean into your strengths. If you're more of a creative person, lean into those outlets. If you're very much into analytics and like data mining, all that stuff, you could lean into that mindset as well. There are many other strengths that you probably are not recognizing that you can use to try to go after what you desire. Ooh, ads are gonna kick in real quick. So I'm just gonna pause here. I'm just out of breath. Oh, and thank you so much, Kesla, for the redeem. Since I'm now putting these VODs on YouTube, if you were wondering, this came from the first or second birthday stream that I had, and I really enjoyed it. And I just felt sad that I wasn't going to wear this anymore after that type of birthday stream, and I wanted to use it for something else, so I had it as a channel point redeem on Twitch. So if you're wondering what the heck is this is supposed to have unicorn ears with a horn, and it's like just really absolutely cute. And it's my way of bringing a little bit of levity to the stream. Again, thank you, Kesla, for the redeem. Oh, if I remember right, today is the U.S. championships for ice skating. So tongue-tied today. Oh, welcome back everyone for the ads. Maybe tonight I'll watch some ice skating. Maybe. Okay, so that's card number 2. Let's go on to Magic Maker. And go from there. Harness your mesmerizing powers. Believe in your own inimitable magic. You are pure vibrational magic in motion. Enchanted treasures are right around the corner. You dare to dream and craft magic in full faith. You are your best asset, so bring alive your exceptional gifts and strengths with wild, unrestrained self-assurance and belief. Your alluring quintessence creates miracles. Your magnetism is unleashed by your passion. This is how you attract electrifying opportunities to create your soul's desires. Becoming abundant in your energetic frequency happens long before attaining prosperity in your bank account. Change your quantum field with a strong belief in yourself and unfathomable desire. Awaken all your senses to summon your wishes into the sacred now. Make your vision bigger than your doubt or fear. Focus on what you love. Invest in yourself. Fully show up, jump all in, and manifest magic. Goddess Circe is the most powerful and strikingly exquisite witch of Greek mythology. As a lover of natural magic, she can captivate the power of nature, brew herbal potions, and transform energies with her magical touch. You share Circe's supernatural strengths and healing abilities. Consequently, she guides you to craft your own special magic. It is time to heal your inherited witch's wounds. It's perfectly safe to reveal your magical powers in this lifetime. You are a sparkly light in the world with extraordinary gifts. Trust in your innate magic and connection to the source. Back yourself up. Gracefully release any uncertainty and leap in the direction of your destiny. Worrying about how it will all play out only delays the manifestation process. Move past overthinking and procrastination. You can overcome any obstacle. One step at a time, you've got this. Stay in your own lane, focus on your own mystical pathway, and do not get distracted with poisonous gossip, comparison, and competition. Do not be tempted to seek outside approval. It is not necessary to tell anyone what you're doing until it is done. External influences may dilute your attention and throw you off track. Trust is the foundation of all phenomenal and close-knit covens and communities. Shield yourself from negative naysayers and surround yourself with genuine and supportive networks instead. Keep your inner circle small, yet robust and sincere. Come together and celebrate your wins. Okay, so don't wait, just do it. Don't worry about how it's going to work out in the end, because you won't know the result if you just delay. So just keep at it. You don't have to announce everything that you do. Most likely because there are those who would try to distract you from it, and will try to distract you by being like a bully or being negative or being like a party pooper, or try to like subvert you in some other way. So do it, keep it close to your chest, surround yourself with loving, supporting people who do care for you, who will support you. But yeah, just keep at it. If you have been doing it and you are having doubts, it's giving you the encouragement to go forth and achieve it. If you want a phrase that you want to say to yourself every day to kind of keep you in the right mindset, say, "My tender touch transforms, manifests, and heals. Blessed be Circe." Circe's just helping you get back to what this card is saying. The idea of making magic. If you want to take this a step further, bring alive your natural magnetism with confidence, pride, and charisma. Dress up to express your authenticity and unique allure. So, in other words, dress up for the job that you want. And feel the power. Do it. Okay. I'm going to put this over here for now. We're going to go for the top row here with card number 4. Okay. This type of card doesn't need that kind of music on Twitch, and I'm just going to read it without some music in the background, because it is a little bit of a heavier topic about healing and a lot of self-care. So I'm going to go ahead and just read it without some music in the background, because I think I have the wrong kind of music for this kind of card. Okay. Healer. Bathe in these luminous waters under the full moon to reconcile grief and heal your wounds. Surrender your tears to the sacred sea of love. Evolutionary shifts and continued commitment to your healing path are leading you in the right direction. Listen to your inner guidance system. Learn to love yourself with unlimited self-compassion and embrace the life you wish to live. Transcending your suffering is a personal experience, so listen to the wisdom of your physical temple. Your body's transformational capacity is a natural and instinctive process. You may be guided to rest. By restricting movement, physical pain allows the early stages of healing to take place and prevent more damage. If you have been through recent suffering, or if old wounds are resurfacing, remember that sidestepping the reality of the situation only delays the inevitable. Accept what has happened with compassion. Honor your feelings and allow yourself to feel them fully so that they may be transmuted by love. Tears are the diamonds of the soul. Cry a river if necessary. Let go and let the goddess comfort you. Call in your spiritual support team and ask for help. It is time to surrender so that you may find the get up and go to start a new chapter. In order to heal, you must also forgive. Be comforted knowing that through every ending is born a beginning. There are two kinds of pain, one that hurts you and another that changes you. Giving birth to a baby is an example of a positive pain that results in a beautiful blessing. Trauma is often a catalyst for unfathomable learning and conscious change. Although nobody deserves to suffer, colossal breakdowns are often breakthroughs in disguise. Pain can activate your spiritual awakening and accelerate your soul's evolution. Ascension is a collective mission. Through the magic of osmosis, when you heal yourself, you create a vortex of transformation for the entire universe. Your healing journey may reawaken your own healing gifts, guiding you to learn, practice, and teach energy healing yourself. Holistic healing considers the whole person, mind, body, and soul, and emotions, in the quest for optimal well-being. The marriage of spirit and matter means integrating science and spirituality. In other words, alternative healthcare practices can complement, that's the key word, complement, not replace, conventional medicine for great results. Okay, so let's go ahead and break this down. It's understandable that we have a tendency to be taught that we should try to keep a stiff upper lip and carry on, to grit through the pain and just bear it, just to, push through whatever it is. That is a mentality that has been taught to not just, one side of the gender spectrum, but like everyone, something that was taught, even to me. It's that American grit of just tough it off, you can push through. It can be very self-destructive if you don't take the time to process your emotions and let the natural process of grief flow. And can become like a cyst and it will fester if you don't take the time to pop it and like purge it. Now, there's no right or wrong way to grieve. And what is upsetting to you is worthy of your grief. If you're missing a loss of your pet or a loved one, go ahead and grieve. It's totally okay. If you're grieving about the greater concepts that are happening in our society, it's okay to grieve too. You know, the things that are happening in our lives right now, the complete renovation and makeover in our society, going through that drastic change is going to initiate a grieving process. And going through any form of loss, even if it's just a losing one's job, you know, that is also something that one can grieve over, especially if you have invested so much time in that place and enjoy the company of others in that work environment. So whatever you are feeling that you're hurt with, it's okay. It's giving you permission to process those things. It is valid because you're human. You know, you're not a machine. All right. You're flesh and blood, and you have emotions. You have a brain, you know. In fact, it's a way of keeping your brain healthy. When we cry, it changes the biochemistry that's flowing through our membranes, that blood barrier membrane, and just helps kind of reset it in a way. They're still exploring it, they're still investigating and researching about it, but it is healing even on a biochemical level if you need the time to grieve and process what has been happening. You know, just ignoring it is only going to delay the much needed time to like process that grief. So whatever you're feeling, it is valid. Don't let anyone else tell you otherwise. Just take the time that you need, even if it's just one night, like a weekend, you know, wherever it is, whenever it is, just go ahead and do it, because it will explode. Or it becomes self-destructive and you hurt yourself with it. And when one chapter ends, another opens. This will help give you a bit of an insight as you go through this grieving process, some time to reflect not only the good things that had happened, but some of the bad things that you don't want to encounter again, so that way you can go forward in a new chapter of your life and do things a little bit different while trying to keep the good things along with you, you know, to the best of your abilities. So think on it, dwell on it, give yourself permission to cry if you are a crier, you know, the time to process and heal yourself, whatever that means to you. If you need to say this phrase to help you go through this process, I will go ahead and say it right now. I let go of past hurts. Renewed, I rise in the cleansing lunar light. Refreshed, I reach up to the purification power of the full moon. So might it be. If you want to take this a step further, have an aura cleansing bath ritual during a full moon. Now, we don't have a full moon coming up. We have a new moon happening this Saturday. And since I'm a bit of a astrological geek, let's talk about when the next full moon is. That's going to be on Friday, the 14th. Oh, I'm sorry. That was March. We're heading into April. Oh, silly me. Forget I said that. Saturday, the 12th for April. It will be full at 8:22 p.m. I believe that is Eastern Standard Time when they gave those type of dates. And you could like go from there. Now they suggest intuitively select crystals, salts, essential oils, flowers, sacred herbs, whatever it is that you feel like you need in your bath that will help clear your energy field. Always make sure it is safe for you to bathe in. You know, don't use bleach, you know. Don't go too far. Just water and like some flowers and something to make you feel good. So that is card number 4. If that resonates with you, I hope you feel better soon. And you will be. Don't doubt yourself. You will be. All right, card number 5. Enchanter. Your authenticity is a vibrational match to miracles. Oh, excuse me, I'm so burpy. Call in magical opportunities with your captivating magnetism and spontaneous spirit. Miracles are manifesting for you. It all started when you envisioned your dreams coming to life. Excitement ignites your passionate desire. Unwavering belief stokes your sacred flame. You have a boundless capacity to craft magic and create wonder in your life. Align your actions to your goals. Magic in motion requires absolute trust. See it, feel it, and know it. Accelerate the process by embodying the person who has already manifested all your desires. In other words, act and behave like your dream has already arrived. Again, this is another form of visualization. Manifest your dreams by creating a wish list or vision board. Ensure the words and images evoke the feeling of already living your vision and immerse yourself in these thrilling sensations. Allowing the ultimate expression of belief in magic. Release control, detach from the outcome, and surrender expectation. Tune in to the high vibration of desire. Create the frequency of your dream life by lifting your energy to match your vision. When you consciously raise your vibration on a consistent basis, something magical happens. Your spiritual path lines up in front of you, and sight becomes clear, and life starts to fall into place for the highest good of all. Manifestation becomes second nature when you master your energetic frequency. You are ready. Take the quantum leap into the field of infinite possibilities and bring your wildest dreams to life. Always trust your intuition and ignore limitations of the mind. Honor your shadow. Acknowledge your feelings. And feel the fear. Give yourself the space to gently unpack it and reframe with compassion, self-belief, and optimism. You don't have time to waste thinking about anything that is opposite to what you truly want. Joy is the ultimate magnet for abundance. Joy the unfurling of your dreams. In this elated energy, obstacles may simply fall away or feel less catastrophic. Choose wisely. Positive, congruent energy attracts, while negativity repels. Vibe high, magical one. Okay, so this really taps into the philosophy of manifestation. What you put out there, your thoughts, your mind, what you say, what you do, has a tendency to attract or repel. If you don't want something, it's not going to come for you. If you do want something, it's going to come for you. You know, that type of thing. So that's what it's really diving into. For some people, it works. For some people, it works. The biggest thing is visualization, making sure you have a clear vision, a clear way of making things happen. Give yourself a kick in the rear to go after what you want. Because if you keep your eyes on the prize, you will get there eventually. There are many ways to skin a cat, and it takes a while to get to where you want to go. Don't worry about when you're going to get there, what you're going to do, how it's all going to work out in the end. Just do it. Just like in this other card here. Just do it. Go for it. Believe in yourself. And this is just telling you how to go about it, how to create that magic. All right. So, affirmations, that's the word. If you want an affirmation you want to speak every day, here are some of the words that you can say. My destiny is a matter of choice, not chance. I embody an abundance mind and heart set. If you want to take this a step further, evoke magical blessings with powerful intention, strong belief, and consistent momentum. Be consistent with your vision. In other words, I have worked so hard in making my first book happen. I never given up on it, no matter how hard everything was placed in front of me in trying to achieve it. And when the moment came to jump, to accept this publisher who had reached out and said, yeah, we like what we see. We want you to join us. We want to publish your book. I was really hesitant because I was in this mindset of, wow, I have to contribute, rent. I have to do X, Y, Z to be sustainable, to be practical, be practical. Maybe I was foolish in going after this dream because I had spent years where things have never worked out for me. And, this opportunity comes up and I thought, even I love to do this thing, I really do, but maybe I should be more practical in doing X, Y, Z. And my mom had to sit me down and say, look, I've seen this happen to my mom, and I wish that she took life in a different direction, where she was an artist too, and she was trying to get her artwork out there and try to, make a name of herself as an artist. And she was brilliant with what she was doing. She was a very creative person, but she was raising my mom as a single mom, and she wanted to be a little bit more practical, pay the bills. And my mom's like, she's so good at what she does, she can eventually get there where she can pay the bills with her stuff. It's just, she had to take that chance, and she didn't. She ended up in a totally different direction in her life, and she became very bitter and spiteful. And she felt like her mother, my mom, my grandmom, my mom thought her mom was, missing an opportunity that was presented before her. And she was trying to tell me, no, don't dismiss this. Do it. Don't worry about how it's all going to work out. We'll make things happen. This is something you have worked so hard for to bring into this world. It's finally here. Just seize it. Everything will work out. And it did. It was really rough, but it did. I was willing to do a part-time job while writing other stuff for Four Horsemen. And eventually my parents said, look, you doing a part-time job while doing this is impractical because they're just running you around. how about we support you financially while you go and create this career with your authorship. So that's what's going on right now. They have been very kind and very generous. But that's only because they saw how hard I have been working at this thing and trying to make things happen. And I do try my best to be practical. But at the end of the day, you gotta take the opportunities that are given to you, because it may be just one shot. And you can't just poo-poo it and try to be practical, or, I don't know any other word other than practical, but like in this mindset that, oh, maybe it's a foolish dream, maybe I shouldn't like go for it because it may accidentally like hurt others in the process. It's not going to hurt others in the process. They know that you have been working hard on it. And because they know that you have worked so hard on it, they will try their best to like support you. If you are surrounded by those kind of people, hopefully you are. But that's my little 2 cents here. My close call and not making it to where I am today. So yeah, take those opportunities, do work hard towards them, even if it's years. Keep at it. Find other ways. And if someone like presents an opportunity of saying, hey, try it this way, go about this way, see how that works out, and just give it a shot. And you may never know, it may create an opportunity for you where you bring your dreams to life. So another ad is going to pop in here real quick. I'm going to go let that run. So that was my little tiny story I wanted to share with everyone, because I know not everyone has the opportunity to get their stuff published. I'm one of the lucky ones, but it's because I just never gave up and just kept at it. Eventually it all worked out. Otherwise I would have just self-published if it wasn't for that. Eventually I would just self-publish and like put my books out there. I've been thinking of creating a video pretty soon about talking about my book, kind of like the author journey and how I got it published, and like talking about like what had happened since I left YouTube. I looked back and saw I left sometime in 2022, and it felt like thousands of years since I left. And I know YouTube made some changes where things are just a little bit easier now to like post stuff and get noticed. But I may just get back into making videos on YouTube, but at least like talk about my author journey a little bit, how I brought the book to life. Not really like self-advertisement, but just like, updating everyone on YouTube if they never saw me like anywhere else, that kind of thing. So I was thinking of making that pretty soon. Okay, I wonder if the ads are done. I wasn't really paying attention if it was ads or like warning about ads. I was just chit-chatting. I'm going to assume the ads are done, and I'm going to go ahead and move on. So we're down to 2 cards. 2 cards are left. We have this. It's a little bit hard to see from where we are. So here's the next card, the Temple. We have this nice little dome with pillars, the moons in the sky, and of course the lady receiving the energies. So that's the image over here. It's kind of hard to see. Return to your inner temple. Open your heart, connect to the source, and become one with the divine. Intention is magical invitation. Your temple is where you come home to commune with spirit. Set up a sacred space in your home that uplifts your vibration and cultivates a deeper connection to yourself and the divine. A dedicated altar or sacred space acts as a physical anchor for your spiritual practice. Layer the magic by including objects that symbolize love, grace, and beauty for you. Find your power spot, a place that speaks to your soul and connects you to your higher self. This may be a blissful garden or a special place in nature, within your own home or at your office. It can be as simple or as elaborate as you wish. The main thing is that it is meaningful for you. Your power spot is a peaceful shelter, which calls you home to your core to recalibrate and reset. Your very own slice of heaven. Daily devotional meditation practices electrify your frequency and expand your ability to receive intuitive messages. Grounding with the Earth Mother establishes a connection between heaven and earth while restoring your natural equilibrium. Take your shoes off and stand barefoot on the earth. Get your hands in the garden, savor the earthy scent, and breathe in the fresh air. Mindfulness practices help you stay rooted to the sacred now. Breathe and allow yourself to be present in the moment. Pay attention to the intuitive signals that pulsate through your body, as these physical sensations are often spiritual validation. Trust your gut, as your intuition never lies. This card also serves as a reminder to look after your physical body. It is the temple and home of your soul while you are here on earth. Remember, you are an extension of the divine. Reclaim your crown and open your heart to reconnect with the oneness, wholeness, and holiness of all that is. You may also be guided to hold space for a circle, creating a haven for the community to come together in devotional communion with Spirit. So, some words if you want to use these for affirmations. I open my heart, mind, and soul to receive clear and insightful messages directly from the divine. I choose to cultivate, channel, and embody my divine essence. If you want to take this a step further, the power of prayer works wonders. Open your heart to the divine, and your prayers will be answered in unexpected ways. That's one way you could push it to the limit, so to speak. So that really resonates with you. Set up a space where you could let your hair down, be yourself, get some quiet time. If quiet time is what you really need, someplace that helps you ground yourself, feel good in body and soul. It's also a way of, de-stressing from the world. Nothing comes into this space that's going to hurt you. This is your own space, and you're safe there. That kind of mindset. If you are thinking about creating a place, a safe haven for those that needed a place to be themselves, feel good about themselves, go ahead and follow through that feeling. Create that for everyone, even if it's just in your own home. Creating that inviting space, that accepting and loving is a great way of building community and safe havens. So that's another thing you could look into as well. And last but not least, devotee. And again, going back into this, your own spiritual views, your own religious views are valid, you know, if they work for you, if they help you heal and give you strength, keep at it. Okay. Devotee, your ever-evolving commitment to your sacred quest reawakens your soul memory and expands your intuitive awareness. Beloved, your higher, most authentic self is revealed in self-honoring practices and rituals. Tending to the sacredness of life aligns you to the vibration of love and restores a sense of balance and calm. Rituals like space clearing, gratitude, blessing your food, meditation, or yoga support you during challenging times. Between the clutter of the mind and heart is a tranquil haven housing your sacred flame of truth. Clarity is attained in stillness and silence. The art of being with spirit in meditation allows creative light and flickers of golden insight to flood your consciousness. Hi, Amber. I'm doing well. I'm doing pretty well today. I hope you're feeling well too. Prayer unlocks the door to communion with the gods and goddesses. Here, your questions are answered and your creativity is ignited. Dedicated spiritual habits promote mindfulness. Weave self-will practices into your day. You may wish to write a love note to yourself, reflecting your own sacredness. Mindfulness expands your presence in compassionate interaction with all life. It is extremely personal and potent practice that amplifies your receptivity and capacity for pleasure. Embodiment gives a human face and physical representation of sacredness here on earth. Embodiment is about becoming more powerfully present to your holistic experience of life and awakening all your senses to fully accept and express your authenticity. Your mind, body, and soul heal from the inside out when you feel life force pulsate through you. This vibration heightens all your senses, including your sixth sense. You are sacred. Walk in your divinity with a strong sense of self. Radiate your light of love. Okay. Once again, whatever religious practice you have, whether it is traditional or not, getting into that is going to help you have the strength to carry on, get the sense of community, have that type of a little bit of a push and guidance, the courage to go boldly into the unknown more than anything else. It's just a little bit of courage for you to keep going. And that's all we need. Just a little bit of a pep talk, a little bit of, you got this. Even if it's a spiritual, you got this. So that way you can continue chasing your dreams, trying to make things happen, try to build a community, try to create a safe space for you and your loved ones. So I know a lot of people are hurting, as we see here with Healer, and probably dealing with self-destructive thoughts, as we have saw with the Illusionist. There are other ways in trying to help yourself give this sense of courage and faith to move forward. And if that means going into the traditional ways of having faith, or like any other religious practice that you so choose, that's valid and that's okay. Whatever you decide that aligns with you, it's encouraging you to lean into those times now. In a way, it helps give you this psychological sense of releasing your burdens, so that way you don't feel so weighted down as you go through your daily life. There are some things that are kind of out of our control in our daily existence, and there's only so much we can do as a individual. And having that sense of like, okay, I'm just going to give this to you now, you know, so that way I could go and get some food from the grocery store. That is psychologically helpful. Even if you're like not really a believer or anything, just like the idea of, you know what, you got this. You know, you could take these burdens. I don't have to worry about carrying them. I'm just going to continue living. You know, that's also helpful too. Taking the time to meditate, taking the time to like calm yourself down, taking the time for that type of self-care, a mental one, like meditation, contemplation, the idea of making yourself feel better, you know, realigning with yourself, your values is also valid, you know. So, however you wish to do it, it's totally okay. It's asking you to do that to kind of give you that push, that little encouragement to keep going. It's okay. There's no shame in it. You're human. Everyone's human. And by kind of like tapping into this, it's a way of also like finding others and finding other community members coming together with a sense of like, let's weather out the storm. You know, I got you if you got me. That type of mentality is what keeps society together to go through like these major disruptions in our lives. Queen of Misfits, thank you so much for the follow. So I'm all done with this. If you're wanting a reading, Queen of Misfits, or anyone else tuning in, you could use the channel points. And I will go ahead and take on requests. If anyone has a request, you could go ahead and put them in right now before I do another really long series of group readings. Oh, okay. We're going to use this deck to help. Opening up to love is about what blockages are there that are preventing you to dive into like any sort of romance or like loving another person in any shape or form. So let me make sure I got my notes right. Okay, so how do you open it? How do you open up your heart? What's blocking it? And what lessons to help expand it, aka share it? So that is what we're going to look at. Oh, Nightingale, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome in. Okay, there you go. Oh, Tenby, thank you so much for the follow. If y'all just want to just chill, vibe, hang out, you're more than welcome to do so. If you want a tarot reading, you could do it through the channel points. It's totally cool. Okay, so that fell out. I'm just going to work with that. Oh, and if anyone is wondering, this is beyond the Lumeria deck. It does have a lot of spiritual jargon here, so I will do my best to help clear it up and try to help out. But I like this deck. It's very very neat. Okay. Oh, I probably should have it where it's facing y'all. Okay. So how do we open our heart is through vulnerability. So we got this beautiful glass snake along the crystals and flowers. So let's go ahead and read into vulnerability. When we are truly honest with ourselves in all of our facets, we are vulnerable. That honesty is an important step in discovering our shadows and bring them into the light for healing. When we share our vulnerabilities with others, we allow them to glimpse a deeper part of ourselves. To be vulnerable with yourself and others. It may be time to step into the role of healer and hold space. Holding space means being fully present without judgment, in a way that provides a safe and nurturing environment. Here, guards are dropped, a deeper level of awareness and relating can unfold, and profound healing takes place. Okay, so this is how you can open up your heart, is allowing yourself to drop down all your guards and be vulnerable. We have a tendency when we are hurt to put up barriers to kind of like protect ourselves. We don't want to get hurt again. We've gone through several setbacks. I'm sure like past relationships weren't really smooth. And because of that, we have a tendency to put on our porcupine quills and try to protect ourselves from any sort of harm. But this could also prevent others from getting to know you in a honest to goodness, connection, a romantic connection. And by preventing that kind of connection to manifest and take place, it's going to be difficult to allow yourself to accept any sort of romantic advances when you're trying to look for them in the first place. It's a little bit counterintuitive. So if you really want to bravely open up to love, open up your heart, you're going to have to be vulnerable and allow yourself to be vulnerable, it's not easy. Okay, it takes some time, to figure out who is worthy of letting yourself open up, sharing something that is really deep down important to you. But if you want that person in your life who's willing to hold space with you, be present, accept you for like any issues you may have, any sort of fears that you need to help conquer, or any other concerns, they should be willing to like sit there and listen to you without any form of judgment, and try their best to like help you out if need be, but if just listen even. So a healthy partner will be willing to do that with you if you want to express yourself and allow yourself to let them know what scares you, what you're terrified of, and be willing to do the same with others as well. So that is how you can open your heart up. It's not easy. I'm not saying that this is something you could do overnight, but if you want to look into how to do that, that is one exercise or one thing you could keep in mind as you go forth into anything romantic or loving. What is the blockage here? We have the high heart chakra, ecstatic bliss. So let's go ahead and break this down. This card taps into the blissful oneness we feel as we drop our edges and protective containers. This is the place where we feel held and seen enough to flow into oneness where the eternal part of me meets the internal part of you. This is the selfless state where our highest selves commune. For illuminating perspective on how we share, gift and lift others in our joyful overflow. Consider your life purpose while exploring what allows you to give and joy. Okay, so there could be two ways we can interpret this. If you believe in chakras, this is the blockage you need to clear up. And that blockage is the high heart chakra. It's kind of like a subcategory in the heart chakra where it is that connection between you and another person. That heart-to-heart connection, if you will. And there's a blockage there that requires cleanup. So if you're a visual kind of person, if you are into chakras, that is one way to help clean up that blockage. Another way is about, what is it about connections that makes you go, ugh? You know, allowing that heart-to-heart connection. Allowing yourself to relish and joy that is shared by you and one other person. Once you find the root that's causing you to seize up, that is where you can clear that path. So that way you can have a healthy connection with another person. Where you can communicate in a compassionate kind of way. Where you open up and be empathetic to others and allow the receptivity of empathy as well. You know, that compassion exchange. So find the roots that is stopping you from giving out joy and find a way to unpack it. You know, get into that little space, see what's in there, and start taking it out of that container and redo it. You know, like a bunch of clothes that need to come out of a closet to wear for the next season. You know, you're going to have to unfold those clothes. You're going to have to see if there's any moth holes in it. You're going to have to repair it if you need to. You need to wash it, and then you can hang it, and it's no longer in this container. So that kind of visualization you're going to have to do. And as you're sorting through, what is it about me having hang-ups and creating a connection or empathy or compassion with another person, or receiving compassion from another person? Why do I want to receive it? Why I don't want to give it? There could be some trauma there from like past experiences that's kind of preventing you from doing so. And if that's the case, maybe you should ask yourself, am I assuming this person is going to do the same thing to me? You know. So take some time to unpack it. That is where the blockage is. If you're trying to like get back into loving another person. All right. Last but not least, how do we expand our love? And it's through, what do you know? Loving compassion. Bring more love to a situation, whether it is toward yourself or someone connected to the question. There may be a need for forgiveness or for seeing things from a fresh, more expansive perspective. Remember, you are loved and have unlimited access to the gentle yet transformational force of loving compassion as and when you need it. To bring yourself back into your heart, think about those you love and moments with them where you have felt joy. So again, joy has been mentioned. Expand this feeling out to more and more people, creatures, and places, until the whole planet is infused with this beautiful, warm, loving feeling. So that is the lesson that you could dive into. I don't think I could add any more to this. I think this is very succinct. Maybe there is a need to forgive something, or maybe there's something you need to do to see things from another point of view. Transform it through joy. Because not everyone you're going to meet is going to be like that person. Okay, no matter if they like the same things, even if they look like them or like dress like them, they're not going to be that same person who has caused you this problem. You can't hold that, knife of judgment over their heads, because they're not the ones who did that to you. The person who did it did. You can't assume everyone else is going to like stab you in the back or like twist you around and hurt you. Okay, not everyone is out to get you. It's just this one person has caused you this problem, or maybe a group of people of this particular situation. So to approach another person with a clean slate, somehow you're going to have to come to terms with what had happened and replace it with moments of joy. What loving connections you have with other people that have been wholesome. And you could insert that instead and look for that when you're trying to make connections with others. So that may be how you could help unblock this, is by trying to reinsert joy while coming to terms with any sort of issues you have that had hurt you. I hope that makes sense. We have ads coming up. I don't want to do readings during ads. Usually I will shuffle, I will chit chat, but I don't like to interpret during ads. So if you have any questions on Queen of Misfits, I'm more than welcome to like help answer it for you. But if you want to ask them after the ads, I could definitely wait for you. I'm going to go ahead and put them back here in the deck. Oh, excuse me. Okay, there we go. I've been thinking about I've been thinking about a lot of things. But besides today's VOD, I was thinking about what other content I wish to bring to YouTube for everyone who likes watching all of this. And I like using tarot to talk about my book characters, but I was thinking of moving past that into other literary characters, like those from the Lord of the Rings, and explore that. So I've been thinking about that, and also what I want to add to YouTube. So if y'all like seeing that, go ahead and just let me know through the comments as I'm producing these videos. If you'd like to see more of it, or if there's another character you want me to do tarot cards on, and probably do some sort of analysis, I would be happy to do something like that. It looks like we're back from the ads, so Queen of Misfit, I hope that reading helps you out in opening up to love. Thank you so much for the redeem. I really appreciate it that you're asked for it here, and I'm more than happy to go ahead and give that type of reading out today. So I hope that helps out, and if you need more, you can always use your channel points if you want another reading. And same thing for everyone. If y'all want readings throughout the stream, I'm more than happy to go ahead and give it. I was thinking of going into the group readings right now, but if y'all want a personal reading more than happy to do that right now if you need it. Oh, let me do this. Oh no. There we go. Okay. Now today's readings I was planning for the group is Aries season readings. The Major Arcana does have a lot of associations with other parts of the astrology map and other planets or other points, etc. Those that align with Aries, not those align with Aries. One of the cards that aligns with Aries, the astrological sign, is the Emperor. It is the most driven, get things done kind of energy that we have in the tarot deck, other than the Magician. The Magician is a little bit more manifesting power and bring into like focus in the rest of the season. The Emperor is a little bit more masculine, which the Mars energy of Aries is also a masculine kind of thing. In the tarot deck, it's usually manifested through the Emperor, where it's about taking care of one's domains, trying to cut through the chaos and create some sort of order or some sort of initiative of getting things done. And it's also like setting boundaries. Aries is really good about setting boundaries, getting things, kind of in its own place. I don't want to deal with your energy. I got things to do, that kind of thing. So I was thinking of those kind of group readings. I did it last year for Aries season, and I'm curious to see how it's going to manifest for this year. And if y'all are interested, I was thinking of doing it by astrological signs, but like elemental signs. So since we are in Aries season now, it was like last week when it started, we could go ahead and kick it off with fire signs right off the bat. So Aries, Leos, and Sagittarians, whether you want to use your sun sign or any other significant placement in your astrological chart, let's kind of dive into where to reclaim your personal power, where to set your boundaries, where you don't need to really strong arm something. So that sort of thing. And of course, in between these readings, if you want a personal reading, go ahead and just hop into the channel point queue anytime, and I'll be happy to go ahead and do them in between these type of group readings. It's a little bit more fluid that way. And of course, if you want to sit and vibe and just chill out, thank you so much for being here. Now this tarot spread is based on the Lebethros tarot app, which is about journaling and learning about tarot. And it's something they had created inspired by the major arcana. And for the most part, what they have done for their tarot card spreads have been very useful. I really enjoy going through them. So if you're curious what kind of tarot spread I'm doing, that's where it's coming from. this is also a good time for the Northern Hemisphere to jumpstart their gardens, so to speak. This is where everyone goes out, grab things they already have planned for, and start planting. Start cultivating their soils, feeding the plants and everything else. So this is why I'm not surprised the Emperor Major Arcana card is chosen for the Aries season. This is the time where everyone really kicks off their agricultural projects and getting things rolling. You already spent like a couple of months already planning. February was the prepping stage. And this is the time where you start, getting things into motion. Okay. So what is in disarray? We have the Hangman in reverse. Your domain where you have control over. So this is what we're analyzing right now, this domain. What is out of your control that you need to ignore? Okay. So this is the discard pile. What you need to say no to and discard. Something that is in your control that you need to get rid of. And something you need to keep but requires attention for maintenance. We got the Death in reverse. And what you should protect because it brings joy. Fittingly enough, we have the Star. And last but not least, I'm going to not curate. Why did I say curate? Hi Jack, welcome in. I am doing a group reading for fire signs, Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries for this Aries season. This is all about boundaries, setting them, what you should pay attention to, what you should discard, that kind of thing. Spring cleaning. This is probably the best spring cleaning card spread that you could do. And unlike the oracle cards I had dealt with earlier this stream, I'm going to keep them facing me. So if it doesn't look reversed to you, it's reversed to me, and I'll be interpreting those cards based on my perspective. Sabina, thank you so much for the follow. And welcome in. Okay, we don't need that much. And hi Jack, thank you so much for the follow. Okay, so it's this. Okay. We're just going to do one helper for all of this. And we'll look into that card last. Okay. So what's in disarray? We have the Hangman in reverse. This means that it's stagnation. Not willing to change. Or at least we have been working hard for something to change positively for us, and it hasn't come yet. And because it hasn't come, we have a tendency to look at others in a jealous kind of mindset. It can easily lead to bitterness if we're not careful. So let me go ahead and get this humongous book out. as always in this stream, let's go ahead and dive into the Hangman in reverse. Because when it's upside up, it's about accepting things, easy come, easy go with the flow kind of thing. It's kind of like acceptance of not having expectations and still going through life, doing what you want to do. By surrendering that expectation, you are able to accept the changes that come in your life, whether it's up or down. With it in being reverse, although I probably don't need this book, with it being in reverse, that kind of mindset becomes stagnant, where because you weren't willing to let go of expectation, not worrying about the outcome of a situation, you kind of ground your forward momentum into a halt, and kind of make you feel like you're in a rut, feel like you're not going anywhere, like wheels spinning in the mud, because you are focusing on the end point of this journey, whatever journey that you're on, whether it's like your educational journey, whether it is a career, or anything that you were like working hard on. This is a group reading for all fire signs, for Aries, Leos, and Sagittarians for this Aries season, which is from March 20th to April 20th. And this is kind of like the spring cleaning kind of thing, where we're figuring out what is chaotic, what needs cleaning, what needs organization, what do we need to throw out, what do we need to ignore because it's not in our lane. How do we stay in our lane? How do we flourish it? The spring cleaning of this whole situation that we're in. And this is kind of what we need to examine. This is the chaotic part, is our mindset of, I've been working hard on this thing for so long, it hasn't come for me yet. I'm seeing other people's success, and I'm jealous of their success because it hasn't happened to me yet. So that is kind of what's in chaos, in quotation marks. That requires restructuring. And the best way to go about it is to accept that your journey looks different from everyone else's. How you're going to get there is for you. You're probably witnessing someone who had took many years to get to where they were, and you're just now seeing them experiencing that moment where everything's finally coming into fruition from all the years of hard work they had done. And it's possible you're just getting started, or you're probably in the middle of this. And if you just keep going, don't worry about everyone else's successes, don't worry about like this negative mindset that you have about like yourself, or like, oh wow, I wish I could do more, or whatever it is. Keep at it. Let go of this expectation of whatever you have of this set outcome. Don't try to rush things to make it happen. That's probably like what is causing some issues, this chaos, is trying to force things to happen more than anything. Instead of surrendering to the flow, surrendering to the currents and ride it out and let these opportunities come. You're kind of forcing things to happen, which makes things a little bit more disruptive in your life. And there's a tendency to be suckered into cash grab kind of incentives, kind of quick fixes, quick money, that kind of thing, just so you could have some sort of idea of success early because you're like hungry for that. That kind of mindset. Let me also look at... here it is. So yeah, you have to be comfortable with being still. That's not easy for fire signs. You know, fire signs are get up and go kind of people. They have a lot of energy they got to burn. And sitting and waiting while doing the same thing is kind of a bit of a nightmare for fire signs. Understandably. But you're going to have to ignore comparing yourself to others. Because otherwise you're going to be resentful. And your jealousy is going to make you want to do terrible things for the people you're jealous of. And it's a very slippery slope if you're not careful. You know, this passive aggressiveness. It can get worse from there. So just a heads up. It's also letting y'all know that your situation can pass. It will change. It's this mindset of things are going to stay the same. Everything's going to be stagnant and this is forever, which is bullshit because life is full of cycles, full of turns. You know, we are constantly changing, constantly evolving, constantly rotating on this axis. And to ignore those type of changes that happens in nature is also ignoring the type of changes that experience in your life. This is not going to stay forever. It will change. You could change your circumstances or something else may come along to go ahead and change it for you. If you let it. And part of it is going to come from sitting still and not compare yourself with others. So that is kind of like the chaos we could try to work on there. Chaos is a very loose term in this whole tarot spread. Your domain that you have control over, we have the Eight of Wands in reverse. So your domain is about slow and steady wins the race. You're making progress, but you're dealing with delays, hiccups, and issues. That's kind of like the focus that you're dealing with, which is why I'm not surprised in saying this. You know, this reverse hangman, in fact, they're kind of like really closely aligned with each other. I wish I could share what I'm eating at the moment. Dairy and egg-free 3 pasta carbonara. 3 cheese pasta carbonara. That's so good. That is so good. Any sort of pasta. I had spaghetti. Was it last night? It might as well be last night. No. A couple of days ago, I had spaghetti. It was so good. Pasta heals the soul, in my opinion. Bow ties! Oh, let's go. That's good. So this is coordinating with one here. This focus of this whole spread is dealing with the delays as you're making progress toward whatever it is that you're wanting to make progress on. It could be delays in travel, it could be delays in moving, it could be delays in or disruptions in like your creative works. It could be disruptions with education, your career. Shocker, because of what's going on the national stage, that is disrupted by something that is entirely out of your control. So, of course, I'm not surprised that you're dealing with all the fallout that comes from it. So that is largely the focus that you're going to be working with for this season, and probably like from here on out until things are like settled. Oh, it's wonderful to see you too, sweet and sour crowd. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy your lurk. I hope it's a very enjoyable lurk, whatever you're doing. And thank you for saying hi. It's nice to see you. So that's going to be the focus of the whole tarot spread, and which is why we're having this whole stay in your lane, nothing is forever, keep at it, don't get jealous. Because we're dealing with the disruptions, the setbacks, the delays of things we want to progress through. Good news is that no matter what happens, no matter how many delays, setbacks that there are, you're still making progress. It's just slow. It's just slow progress, which is infuriating for fire signs. Because we like things fast. We like to move. You got mushrooms in it. Oh, and peas. Ricotta cheese, cream cheese. Okay. Don't hate me. I'm not a cream cheese person. Provolone, though? Ooh, that slaps. Thyme and chives. I have like a whole mason jar of chives that need to be cooked into something. It's calling out to me, and I probably need to make chive bread or something. That all sounds amazing, Amber. That's good eating. So, going into what is not in your control, something that you can't really touch on, that you need to ignore, and that way you could concentrate on everything else. And it's going to be about like managing finances, which is like staying in your budget, trying to have this nice tight budget that you used to have, these plans that not really sounding like you're a stick in the mud or anything, but like the expectation of like having a solid budget that is always going to weather through the storm. You know, it's always going to be balanced, you know, it's always going to be full, that kind of thing. Don't worry about it. In these times, you know, whatever opportunities that come along your way that you can take care of, even if it's just, you know, scraping by a little bit, or like suddenly you have some windfall, you know, don't try to force your finances into a certain way. You know, you're not going to have the same old budget that you used to have. That used to work, because things had drastically changed for you fire signs. And it's going to require some give and take. You know, you're going to have to not worry about a full bank account, or like everything being very precise like you used to have it. You're going to have to make some adjustments. And it's okay to make adjustments. It's okay to have it like swing a little bit. This is one of those wild times where it's going to. This economy, we are expecting to go into a recession. So I'm not surprised at all. It's talking about like having a solid budget or like finances. Having anything in your bank account is okay. You know, like have something where you can like get something to eat, like keep a roof over your head. You're doing fine. You know, having clothes on your back, you're doing fine. Even if it's just bread and water, and going to work, or finding work, or pursuing what you want to do. Being alive is okay. You know, don't have these past expectations that you used to have where things used to work in a certain manner, because it's changed. And it's going to come up pretty hard and fast now with this recession that's coming along. So don't worry about it. You can't really control this. Bread, holy water, and wine. Right? Right, for real. Like, then again, we're in Lent. You know, for those who follow that kind of religion, we're in Lent, okay? You know, it's just there's going to be like you can't hold those type of old expectations of what you used to have in your bank account to like make yourself feel bad, that kind of thing. Let me also make sure I'm also not neglecting any other stuff. Okay. So, this is going to be something that's going to be out of your control. You can't balance the budget perfectly like you're used to. It's okay. Don't hold this over your head anymore. That's going to be the general message here. Ads are going to kick in real soon. I'm going to go ahead and pause on this Aries reading and let things roll through. And we're just going to vibe. Ooh, I know what I had last night. It was chicken wild rice soup with cornbread. That's what I had last night. It was just one of those large family meal packages that my folks, bought. I think it was Costco. Costco has been really good. I don't know what's going on with Sam's, with their quality, but like Costco is really stepping up. If you have that membership, if you're able to afford it, it's worth it. It's ridiculously worth it. Really, go check it out. Some of those packets are just like, it's so filling. Having some rice, chicken, let's see, what was in it? I think there was some onions. Onion and like garlic are always good in soup, in my opinion. They're always good in soup. You need that like aromatic flavor to like enhance the palate. Soup is so good. It's a little bit like chili where I live, it's kind of like swing back. We have a tendency to swing back and forth over here where I live for spring. And it just kind of like swung back to like little chilly times, and it was just nice to like pop out and get some soup last night. Okay, going into this is what is within your domain that you need to discard, say no to, etc. We have the Queen of Pentacles. I have a tendency to like say this is a person. I think this is not a person here. I think this is more of a situation than anything. And Queen of Pentacles is about someone who tends to have like emergency fund, stocks up, has this wealth of a nest egg, so to speak, and like sits on it until a rainy day comes along. It's possible that it's asking you to dip into that rainy egg day type of thing, or that nest egg, or whatever it is. If you are dealing with like emergency food stores, this is the time to like say, yeah, sure, let's go ahead and dip into this, because this is one of those times where you can dip into the stores now. This is one of those times where it can help you keep your finances afloat or keep your family afloat for this time being. If you have been saving up for this kind of recession kind of time, this is one of those. So that's one way we can interpret this card. You know, you don't need to save up. You know, you will be using up your savings. And that's okay. Let me go ahead and see what other parts of the Queen of Pentacles that would require you to say no. Fire signs. Okay. This is going to sound a little bit counterintuitive, but hear me out. This is about being a little bit conservative, a little bit practical, steady and slow wins the race kind of thing. It's letting you know, throw that out the door. Don't try to be practical. Don't try to be conservative. I'm assuming this is about trying to achieve your dreams, trying to achieve, you know, maybe not just creative projects, but like something that is, you know, really part of your passion projects that you are really keen on, that you want to make things happen, that fulfills your dreams, your aspirations, what you want in life, that kind of thing. And that's why these little disruptions and setbacks have been so, you know, significant for you. So it's letting you know that other than like dealing with, you know, this recession that's happening, it's also letting you know, don't try to be practical, because you do need to chase your dreams. You know, you do need to go after something that gives you joy and gives you passion, which is what we're seeing here in the star. You know, something that is healing for you. So just because it can keep a roof over your head or like anything like that doesn't mean you have to cut off your dreams or cut off your aspirations. Okay, I know it's not going to help put food on your table right now, if it hasn't yet. And I know that it hasn't come for you as of yet. That doesn't mean it's dead. You know, only you could say that you are moving on from it. It's letting you know you don't need to be practical, okay, to continue to chase your dreams. Because it's worth living for. And there's nothing wrong in bringing that to this world. This little bit of joy, this little bit of happiness. You know, whatever it is that you're trying to achieve, fire signs. So that's why it's saying this practical, conservative, moderate, stick in the mud, salt of the earth kind of mentality, you're going to have to discard and say no. Yes, it's understandable that things are financially tight. You know, everyone is feeling this way. Everyone is feeling the pinch. You're not the only one here, okay? Let's get out of this mindset. This is kind of like a self-victimization mentality that like, oh, woe is me kind of thing. Nothing's really going for me. It's also misunderstanding that you're the only one suffering where everyone else is suffering. You're just not seeing it. Okay, so don't worry about like having the best finances you can have. Don't worry about like, oh wow, the thing I want to do that brings me joy, I'm gonna have to kill my dreams. I can't be an animator. I can't do art. I can't do blah 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 blah. You know, whatever it is that doesn't seem practical in the eye of these people that are bringing about these changes. Okay, that is not them living your life. You are living your life. and your pursuits of passion is actually your American right. So do it. It's just going to come slow. So don't discard it. More than anything, it's going to be a mirror, a marriage of, taking care of yourself on the practical level, making sure you have the roof over your head, making sure that you have food on the table, that kind of thing. Like, do the best you can in your current situation, even if you have to move into like a multifamily home or like whatever that is. But also, you could nightlight whatever you're passionate about. You can go to a night jazz club and be a drummer, for instance, using Disney's Fantasia 2, or 2000. Yeah, Fantasia 2000. This dude was doing like a normal job at the construction site, and he really wants to be a drummer. And he will do both jobs, be the construction site at day, be a jazz drummer at night, because that is something he's passionate about. If you need to marriage those two, that's totally okay. Just don't kill that dream. And if necessary, say no to what is deemed practical and moderate in order to continue to chase it, even though you experience disruptions and setbacks. Okay, fire signs? Last but not least, these two. So we have Death in reverse. Again, dealing with the stagnation of refusing change. This shows up again. And this time it says what you need to keep and that requires your attention is Death in reverse. So kind of reiterating that you feel like you're in a rut. And this one, I really do need to look at the book here. Here we go. You know what? Let me go ahead and read this out to you. The reverse death card shows a gradual, sometimes interrupted conclusion to a set of circumstances. It can also indicate completing one chapter, followed by a period of waiting before new opportunities emerge. It's necessary to return to the previous card, which is the upright hangman, to be still and reflect until the next chapter or path is ready. During this waiting period, it can be beneficial to ask, how can I best approach the new opportunities for more rewarding results? This card can also highlight a Scorpio person who is significant in your life. So this lines up with what I have been saying. There have been some major disruptions, and that ended up closing out a chapter for you. And you're in this waiting period before this new thing that has come along. So ask yourself what you can do to be ready for when it arrives. Don't say no to it when it happens. So I'm going to let you look into it. Each one of you fire signs are going to have your own answer to that. But the answer is not going to say no when it shows up at your door. No is not the answer. Accept these opportunities when they do come, and be still when you are in this holding period. This holding period is preparation. That's all it is. It's just preparing. It's okay. Even Noah has to build that ark and prepare. And it took a long time for him to prepare before the flood came. You know, if we're going to use that story in analogy. Last but not least, fire signs, we have the star. This is something you need to protect that brings your joy. Anything that is healing for you, keep it a sacred space. And this is going to help you rejuvenate. This is going to help you get your mind into the right mindset. It's kind of like maintaining your sacred space and holding it and keeping it where no one is going to come in, disrupt you, get you out of your, lane. This is not a place where you minimize yourself. This is a place where you get to accept yourself, nourish yourself, uplift yourself, a chance to rejuvenate your soul, that kind of thing. That is something you need to protect because it does bring you joy. This sacred space that we had mentioned in the very beginning of the stream. It could be like an altar space. It could be somewhere in your office, in your home. It could be out in nature, wherever it is where you can just let your hair down and just breathe with no negative self-talk, with no comparisons, with no one disrupting you. Keep that sacred. Keep it safe. All right. And we have a little helper oracle card for you, fire signs. Harmonic flight. This powerful image represents the divine when we look deeply into the eyes of another and our armor drops. When we meet another being, present in the moment with no stories, judgments, or insecurities. When we harmonize our energies with another, we can soar to the sky. We can guide each other higher and higher by encouraging all that has been weighing us down to drop away. The bonds you share give you the power to transmute fear. Put time and awareness into resolving karmic connections, or they will continue to play out. There may also be a life-changing connection on the horizon. So for me, it's the last sentence. There may be a life-changing connection on the horizon that is willing to connect with you, that's willing to accept you for who you are, like faults and curves and everything, and willing to work with you, guide you to where you want to be, where you need to go. Let it happen. Eventually that is going to happen for you, where you make that connection with another person and things will start rolling for you. So, just a little bit of encouragement. It is coming. Just hang on. So, I hope that helps. Aries, Leos, and Sagittarians, just hang on. Don't worry about being practical. Keep going after your dreams. It's okay. You're not an earth sign, you're a fire sign. Oh my god. Reams, losing my religion came on. I know a lot of people love this kind of song, but if y'all need me to skip it, I'm willing to skip it. So I have a little bit of a break before I go on to the rest of the astrological signs. If y'all need a personal reading, it's totally cool for you to ask right now before I do the next one. Because it's going to be like the majority of the stream, you know. Oh goodness, my back. I thought I really needed the book, but for the most part I didn't. And I need to like remind myself that I can interpret the cards very well. It's a little bit insecure of me to like keep going for this book, but I'll try my best not to use it often, you know. So I'll give it like a good 5 minutes or so before I move on to the next group. How do we feel? How do we feel from that? I feel like that really lines up with the very beginning of the stream. You know, where it was talking about keep going for your dreams, keep going for your goals, don't hesitate, make it happen. You know, I think that really lines up with most of that was said. Very fulfilling, you know, to hear that. And very, like, validating. Because a lot of people were, like, dealing with doubts. You know, like, oh no, this thing I depended on so much, you know, this rug that I'm standing on, it's like pulled underneath me. Now what do I do? You know, does that mean that everything I have done in my life has been wrong? It's like, no, this situation just happened because it's this situation. It's not like you're not the problem. So that's very validating to hear from the tarot cards today. I do need to stretch and like exercise and everything in between. I need to really do that. And I haven't. I really haven't. I probably need to just lie down. Or do like the Family Guy pose or something. It's like all on my shoulders. I've been slouching a lot. I've been sitting on my desk longer than I usually have been. Because I'm trying to like knock out some words. I haven't done like any sort of writing since like last week. And yesterday I was finally able to like do some of that. And it's just, it feels great to get into that creative mode and like put some words on the page and move the story along. But I have a tendency to like do this at the desk, and it's not really good for my back. This is why I have this like behind me to try to like help cushion my back and everything. All right, let me go ahead and put this down here. Okay. I think no one wants to have a personal reading at this time, so I'm going to go ahead and move on. But if y'all ever do, you could request it anytime, and when I'm done with the next set of cards, I'll go ahead and take care of you. So don't worry. Okay. So we did fire signs. We're going to do earth signs. So, earth signs are Taurus, Capricorn. How could I forget? Virgo. How could I forget Virgo? My siblings are Virgos. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorns. You're up next. We're going to see what's in disarray, what your focus is to like manage things. And we'll go from there. It's going to be the same setup like we have done for fire signs. So what is in disarray? We have the Magician in reverse. Okay, that makes sense. The domain that you have control over, Four of Pentacles in reverse. What is out of your control or influence that you need to ignore? The Six of Swords. And what you need to say no to and disregard or discard. It's the Knight of Cups upside down. What you need to keep and then pay attention to, we have the Eight of Wands in reverse. Last but not least, what you need to protect as it brings you joy is the High Priestess. And now I'm going to figure out who's going to be that helper card. I just need one. This has a tendency to do several. Oh, here it is. Okay, so which is the higher, the stronger message? Okay, just this a little bit more, so we're going to work with that. Oh, let me triple check myself. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go for the book. I thought I could do it without it. I just want to double check these two cards here. Then everything's going to fall into place. Okay. Let me double check the Magician. Okay. Sorry for suddenly being very serious. I just want to have a clear picture. With what's going on here. I just want to have a strong message that is comprehensive. Okay. And let me double check this. Okay. Alrighty. Ads are starting pretty soon. Let me go ahead and wait until the ads are over before I start with this. It's not super bad. It does deal with finances. It does deal with like what one has been investing. So I just want to make sure that when it's something this serious, of a situation, I just don't want to don't want to say anything out of turn. It's not like relationship bad type of thing. It's like dealing with finances, which is very, very important to earth signs. They're probably like one of the few or at least most likely of the astrological signs to understand the practicalities of living in this life, how to survive something that is relatively mundane. And each sign has their own strengths. So it may not deal with business per se, but it's kind of like getting into that territory. So I just wanted to make sure that I'm going to say things comprehensively and clearly before I really do a deep dive into something like this. Okay, ads kicked in. I love coffee a little bit too much. It's probably like a hard pill to swallow, this kind of reading too. Because it is like a serious matter that has been out of sight, out of mind, and just requires one's attention. And it's not a fun thing to deal with, Then again, it's tarot, not everything in tarot is going to be fun. I know it's for entertainment purposes, that kind of thing, but, there are some things that is revealed that requires attention if you care to notice it and look into it. That is beneficial to one person. So even though it's for entertainment, I think this requires one's attention. Okay, earth signs. There was a investment that you have made, that this is kind of like using both the Magician card here and the Four of Pentacles card here, where you had invested into something, and you're frustrated that things are not getting done, things are not working out for you, not just delays and setbacks, but things are not going the way you want it to go in a kind of bad way. And it's depleting funds. Your funds into this investment or a situation, whether it's investing into a business, investing into stocks, investing in a person, whatever it is that you had funds in, it's the funds are being eaten up, and there's no reward, there's no kickback, there's no result of the money you have put in. That's what's happening here with the Four of Pentacles. We see depleting funds and the frustration that, like, hey, I put so much money in it. What's going on here? Why is it tanking? It's kind of like the business is tanking or the stocks is tanking. That kind of situation. There could be other analogies that could be related or tangential to this. So it's not always about business and stocks and markets. You know, it could be like something else that you have invested your money into. It could also be like education, something else. Let me look at the Magician card here. Part of it is not having a clear plan. You know, you were a little bit misguided with some expectations. And the expectations were a little bit pie in the sky kind of thing. It's not really solid, or at least it was solid before the situation had occurred. And you're inclined with the Six of Swords here to run away from this problem. To pack up your bags and go. And leave. Or the people who was invested in the stock is selling, and that's why it's tanking. Or like you're investing in this business, people are leaving it. That kind of thing. So you kind of want to like join in on this too, part of you. Or like you're witnessing this movement. You can't really control the market, or at least the people's expectations, their wants and desires. Okay, you could cater to it, you could try to like grab their attention to like sell a product, okay, but like for the most part, you know, you're going to be at whims of that shift in tide, that shift in mentality, and some of these people are going to walk. Let them. You can't control it. And you're going to have to ignore and focus on something else. And that's what it's asking you to do. So, you can't tell people to buy in when they're selling. You can't tell people to like show up at the business if the business is mistreating them. Like, sorry. You know, let's be practical here. So, it's understandable you're frustrated. That's not where to focus your energies on. What to say no to that is like something that is in your control and in your wheelhouse is saying no to the actual high pie in the cloud kind of mentality of let's stay positive, everything will work out kind of thing. This really romantic, idealistic notions, which is totally opposite with what we have talked about with the Aries sign. For you, it's about getting grounded with reality, with your finances, with, you know, this investment. So instead of running away from it, it's about like seeing reality for what it is and coming to terms with it. And that includes saying no to this kind of person who's going to ask you for money to like fund his projects that may not come out in the end because you're dealing with a similar situation where your funds are kind of like dwindling because you made a bad investment in something. Okay, so it's kind of like battening down the hatches or doing damage control. That sort of thing. So you are going to have to take care of yourself. It's understandable. Your heart aches. You want to support this person. Earth signs. You know, you want to like be the savior of the world. You want to carry everyone on your shoulders and you want to show how awesome it is that this cool thing that they have, want to bring it into this world. You typically are the magician, okay? You make things happen. And you're able to do it with incredible willpower and resources. You don't have resources to make this happen for right now. You could do it later, but for right now, you're going to have to say no to, those kind of plans that are not going to bring about fruition. And also, like, removing the rose-colored shades of, oh, everything is fine, we're not heading into a recession, I'm just going to keep going as is. You do need to change the course. You do need to be attentive. You need to get your finances into gear. This dwindling of finances, this drain, is not a good thing. This needs fix. Fix it. This is kind of like reiterated in the Eight of Wands in reverse. Look into what these delays are. Do continue to make progress, okay? Do continue to sail on with whatever it is that you do want to do. It's about creating a new game plan, okay? You're frustrated that your old plan isn't working, and instead of trying to force it, you're going to have to make a new one that's a little bit more concrete to the situation at hand that we're experiencing. There's nothing wrong in changing trajectory of your course of action. Okay? It's called recalibrating. It's called pivoting. Everyone does it. If they said, oh no, I have never done it, they never went through a recession. Don't listen to those people. Or they were able to go through a recession because they have tons of resources. And they did exactly what you did. They just have forgotten. So, do look into those setbacks and disruptions. Don't stick your head in the earth and ignore it. But do continue on with what you want to do with your funds and with your projects, okay? Just because there are delays and setbacks doesn't mean you have to toss it out the window, okay? Yeah, you having depreciating funds, so this particular restaurant you have to close, that doesn't mean you have to be out of the food business entirely. Okay. That kind of mindset. If your passion is still about food, what other way can you do that would be worthy of your time and money? Now continue on this dream and passion that you have. It may not be this particular restaurant that didn't do so well. It could be something else. It could be making YouTube videos. Think about it. Create a new game plan that works for this environment, for this current mentality, what the people are needing to do. If you have to wait it out, you could wait it out. It's okay to go ahead and put things on the shelf if you need to. That doesn't mean you put it in the trash. Okay, it means you have to pivot, make some changes, create a new game plan, etc. Just don't ignore it. That's one thing they want you to do. Don't say it's fine when you're inside a burning building. You die. Just don't ignore it. Do something about it. Okay? And what does keep you, that does bring you joy that you should protect. Joy is kind of loose term here. It's your instincts, your gut. Okay, if something is wrong, it's wrong. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Don't let someone who's in this la la land fantasy world saying, everything is okay. Let's continue to support this, thing. it's going to work out in the end. How about you trust your gut and you make some changes and plans that are suitable for you? Because you know what works. You have your eyes and ears on the ground. You know, you are able to sense trends. You know the market, you know the economy, or at least in the industry that you're part of. Again, like going to this restaurant analogy, continue to keep your passions and keep like a bead on the fluctuations of the market in that industry you're passionate about, like the cooks and chefs, you know, the food trends, you know, what other, you know, going for, you know, since everyone is kind of like battening the hatches and going to the home, you know, feeding themselves, you know, what can you do to tap into that domestic market? You know, maybe it's like YouTube recipes or something, you know, that type of thing. So it's like continue to be passionate about with what you want to do and still kind of like keep your eyes and ears on the ground for any shifts and vibrations of people moving about. That's also like trusting your instincts, because they weren't wrong, just for some reason you're like misguided with a different set of expectations that just didn't suit for these changed events. So I hope that makes sense, you know. And sometimes, you know, picking out trends, you know, it will bring you joy because it's, aha, I was right. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, okay? You know, give yourself a pat on the back for like predicting some things that were going to go about. You know, you were correct. It's relish in that if you need to. But like, take some time to like take care of some things, make some adjustments for this new experience that we're getting into. Or at least it's old, it's new again experience. You know, we haven't had a recession like this since 2008. You know, we kind of have a weird disruption with COVID that's kind of like a very global, unusual situation. And we're still feeling the effects of COVID, you know, now. There's still some ripple effects that we're still ironing out. But like, this is going to be like 2008 kind of situation. Hopefully it won't be that drastic, crossing my fingers, but like, don't ignore what your gut is saying. Honor it, keep it, because some people are kind of in denial. Some people are in denial of the situation and are kind of in this fantasy that they're living in. And that is not really lining up to the data. And sometimes, you know how it's going to pop, you know, with this data, the trends that you're seeing. And they could be saying something else entirely. You're going to have to trust what you're reading on the wall is the words that are on the wall. So, trust your gut, you know, redo your finances, you know, look into the setbacks that are happening and try to figure out, you know, do we need to shutter this door? Do we need to like shutter this business? Adding more funds to this project, is it worth it? Do what you need to do because you know what is right. Make a new game plan, just don't ignore it. Okay, so, and breathe. Breathe. Whatever you're passionate about is worth it. This is just one of the many major setbacks you're going to have to contend with as you go through this. Okay, balance forces for the earth signs here. The Lemurian people are said to have been androgynous, a perfect balance of what became masculine and feminine energy as it densified in physical form. This card invites you to look at masculine and feminine energy from a more balanced perspective. What needs to happen to form a more holistic and equalized foundation? For more masculine drive and focus, concentrate on goals, desires, and ambition. If you want to engage more feminine energy for receptivity, trust, flow, and surrender, consider all the things you are already grateful for. Feel the warmth, gratitude, and comfort of knowing everything is divinely perfect just the way it is. So look within yourself. How you're going to adjust may require what kind of side of your yin and yang you are leaning on too much. Are you leaning on this yang energy too much? Where you have been driven, you have been focused? Is it possible that you need to step back and recalibrate? Do some thinking. Make a list, check it twice type of thing. That type of intuitiveness that you need to tap into. So, if you have been doing that, go ahead and do so. Also, look for what you already have, because it's not the end of the world. You've done some great things. You have accomplished so much. Just because this one thing has been diminishing your funds doesn't mean it's everything you do is wrong. Okay, it's just this one thing. You have done so many good things in the past that got you here. Don't give up. Especially this, don't give up. The Eight of Wands is about progress, movement, making things happen. It's just going to be a little slower because of these disruptions. Oh, also, just a reminder, we're dealing with the Mercury retrograde, which is already disruptive with our communications. So I keep forgetting, we are still in the full front of Mercury retrograde, and that is going to continue for the rest of this Aries season. So just be aware, delays are going to be expected. Now, if you have been leaning on the yin side, where you haven't really gone forth and do things, or you don't have a game plan, you're kind of lost in this limbo, but you have been receiving things, being gracious, with what you have, living in this, state of flux, going with the flow kind of thing, don't want to rock the boat. Maybe it's time that you do, and that is where you create your goals, create a game plan, figure out what you really are desiring, what you really want. Is this investment where you want to go? And is there another way to do it? So that kind of yin energy can be balanced out by goal setting, preparation, plotting things out, etc. Everyone has this yin and yang. Everyone. No matter gender spectrum type of stuff. So I hope that makes sense. Again, I know it's a focus on business and money and investments. You don't have to go that literal. If there's any sort of tangentiary allusions or analogies that are very close to what I've been saying, it could be something like that requires your attention, that requires some pivoting and adjustments. But it would be worth it. It would be worth the adjustment. It's not something you should abandon and walk away from. Or at least, just like the whole restaurant but staying in the food industry kind of analogy. You could close the restaurant, but you don't really close your heart for being a chef or owning a food business of some sort. Okay, so I spent a lot of time talking about it with earth signs and fire signs. I'm going to go ahead and just jump right in with the other signs real quick before the stream is over. But again, if y'all want some readings, don't hesitate to ask for it. I will try to get to them as soon as I can. Oh, we may have some disruptions here. We may have some dropped frames. Okay. If you need a refresh, go ahead and refresh. Ooh. I'm having